The ultimate summer vibes. I love some good banter. It is emotional, okay? Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Lauren if you haven't met me yet. Today's video I am literally like so excited about because once again we're just sitting down and discussing books, one of my favorite genres of all time, and that is in fact the romance genre. Woo! Today's video we're going to be going through my ultimate guide to reading romance books. So I've created like a little list of categories. We've got contemporary, dark romance, historical romance, sports romance, small town, enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, cowboy romance, mafia romance, fake dating, did I already say that? I don't know. And we're even going to be going over some like YA options for you guys and the different tropes, things like that. So get yourself a little beverage, sit down, have a little snack, and let's just get right on into it. I'm thinking about what I want to start with here. This is pretty much my romance shelf side, and then this side over here is pretty much my fantasy. So let's see. I think a good staple way to start is by talking about some well-known authors and recommending some books from there. So why not start with Emily Henry, good old him. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about Emily Henry and read a few of her books, but let's do a little bit of a deep dive here into the ones that I have read and if I recommend them or not. Emily Henry is known for writing contemporary romance, okay? She throws a little bit of a comedic relief in there, but also touches on important topics. She writes amazing themes and just has some incredible quotes that I just love going back and rereading from time to time. I think she's just such an incredible author, and I think a lot of people can appreciate her writing style. So let's go through some different options here. First of all, we've got People We Meet on Vacation. Guys, this one just recently came out in a movie, kind of like a little rom-com situation. The way I describe Emily Henry is just like a fun summer romance, okay? So this one we've got Friends to Lovers. We've low-key got a little bit of like opposites attract. That's pretty much what it is. We're following a beach setting. It's just so fun and summery. I love it so much. Then we've got Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is probably my favorite book by her that I've read so far. I just love the friendship aspect in this one. Like the found family group is amazing. We've got kind of a second chance romance in this one, and basically the premise of this one is we've got these friends that are getting married and they don't know that another couple in their friend group has been broken up, and so we're uncovering that throughout the story, but it's just like the themes, I love it so much. Just give it a try. Then we've got Beach Read, okay? This one follows these two authors that are kind of like rivals to lovers, also a little bit of opposites attract. We've got neighbors to lovers, some pretty good tropes going on. Would recommend once again. Book lovers, this is the Emily Henry book on my collection that I in fact have not read yet, so let me know if y'all think I would like it. And last but not least here we've got Funny Story by Emily Henry. This one is full of fake dating. It's very, very messy, but like still the rom-com elements are there, and I think it would be a lot more messy if it wasn't centered around this rom-com theme. It's kind of a little bit of a slow burn. It's like exes to lovers almost, like we're doing a little bit of flip around situation. Yeah, overall I think Emily Henry is a great way to start if you're kind of like dipping your toe into the genre of contemporary romance slash like rom-coms. All of the settings are just so well written and fun to read about. Like, these are just a fun time. They're such a quick read, but not necessarily the type that I would describe as like a palate cleanser. There's some serious emotional depth and themes that I just truly enjoy reading about with these books. So yeah, there we go. Let's switch up the genre a little bit. Still talking about contemporary romance, but more of like an emotional side. This right here is the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh, and oh my gosh, this series literally 6-star god tier romance series for me. In this series we're basically following these high school students. I'm gonna pick up the first one because this series is quite heavy. We're following these high school students set in rugby in the early 2000s slash like 1990s to like 2005 I think is the timeline. Each of the different numbered books in this series follow a different set of couples. So for example we have the 13s, Binding 13 and Keeping 13. This follows Johnny and Shannon, and then we have Saving 6 and Redeeming 6 following Joey and Aoife. And then the other one I have is Taming 7. This one follows Gypsy and Claire, although I haven't gotten to this one yet. I'm in fact literally, as we speak, reading Redeeming 6 right now, and so incredible. Like, I don't even know how I'm gonna move on anyway. One thing you should know if you're thinking about picking up this series right here is this is not for the weak of heart, okay? This series, when I say it's emotional, it is emotional, okay? This follows some serious trauma, and so bear that in mind. There is some serious trigger warnings embedded in this series, and so I don't know that I would recommend looking them up because it is kind of spoiled for yourself if you do, but if you have to, like, completely go for it because these are quite graphic at times with some of the trauma and stuff that goes on. So Shannon 10, who is dating Johnny Kavanagh, number 13 on the Irish rugby team. Okay, she is brothers with Joey, who's number 6 on the team. See kind of the theme here? And Joey and Shannon have this terrible home life, let me just tell you. Like, a lot of the trauma stems from there. Each of these characters are kind of going through their own struggle, and it's just like the way that they're there to support each other. I could literally harp on this series all day, but I would recommend it 1,000 times over. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and yap your ear off, but just look at like the amount of tabs that each of these books have. Like, crazy work. Moving on to some other popular series that I would completely recommend. We've got the Knock 'Em Out trilogy by Lucy Score. Hold on. This right here is a small town, slow burn to the max series right here, okay? These are not interconnected. They do follow different couples, but you have to read them in order for the plotline to make sense. So first of all, we have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This follows, who is it again? Knox and Naomi. Oh yes. Knox is this small town owner of this restaurant slash like bar. He's loaded with money, and we have Naomi, who is a runaway bride. And then also in the background of these, there's kind of this whole underlying plotline of like, Naomi's sister has a daughter that they're like trying to take care of slash find a home for slash figure out the whole mystery there. Like, there's a whole mystery going on in the background of these, and I ate it up. But obviously these books are quite lengthy, very much a slow burn. Anyway, the second one, we have Things We Hide from the Light. This one follows Knox's twin brother Nash. He is a police officer, and I'm not gonna give away who the female love interest is because it's kind of like a mystery as you're going through, and I just love them together. This one wasn't as good to me, but it was still like a 3-star. And then the last one, oh my gosh, this one was so good. Things We Left Behind tied everything up into a nice little bow, and yeah, just the slow burn was burning per usual. This one follows Lucian and Sloane. Sloane is this small town librarian, and Lucian is kind of the classic. It literally says here on the back, Lucian Rollins is a lean, mean, vengeance-seeking mogul. Basically, he's kind of one of those bad guys that owns this like billionaire company, but actually it has good intentions, and he will do anything for her. Yeah, like yeah. And like, it's so much deeper than just that, but I feel like that's all you should kind of know going into it. Just, if you're craving like a good slow burn, or even like small town, definitely hits the mark on both of those aspects. Love the series and these characters so much. While we're on the topic of a small town, I did want to mention a few standalone books. If you're not really looking to commit to a whole series, you just want like a quick little standalone. Oh, first of all, 1,000,000 times over recommend Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Guys, this book is so fun. Oh my gosh. This one, oh my gosh, we have this poor soul who was traumatized as a child, and that is Archer. We are kind of uncovering what went wrong in his childhood, and then we have, I don't remember what her name was, the love interest in this one, but she basically moves into this small town. Oh no, we gotta turn this link down. It's shaking my camera, isn't it? This book right here, while it's set in a small town, it also has that element of emotional trauma slash healing involved. And one thing about me is I love a book like that. I love a book that will make me feel things. So if you're also looking for that, this one's a good one. We have our poor man Archer, who's the MC in it. He had a very traumatic childhood home, and so he has lost the ability to speak. And then we have our female main character, I forget what her name was, but she ends up moving to the small town where Archer lives, and their bond, yo, I literally can't, like, their relationship is everything. The way she just sees him, like, I can't even describe it. It's so freaking good. It's just like this found safety in their love that's just so healing. And then kind of similarly here, we have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This one we're following this kind of isolated girl that's grown up kind of with some childhood slash growing up trauma, and we have our male main character that then comes in and kind of saves her in a way. It's a little bit of a coming of age story, and I really appreciated that. The movie was also really good. If you haven't seen it, it is a movie as well. Would recommend. Another author that I have recently really been loving is Anna Huang. She wrote the Twisted series. First book is Twisted Love. We're following, how would I describe these? Very much contemporary, but also, yet again, with a little bit of a side of that. Kind of emotional. Got a little bit of issues going on. I don't know. This one we're following Alex Volkov and Ava Chen. This is very much opposites attract, like dark and sunshine. Black cat, except he's the black cat and she's the sunshine. Golden retriever. Yeah, lots of trauma, lots of yearning, and yeah, I ate it up. And then the next one in the series, there's also 2 others, Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies. I haven't read those 2 yet, but I want to. This one is very unique. We've got Ava's friend friend, Bridget, she is a princess and she falls in love with her bodyguard. So it's forbidden. She's not supposed to fall in love with him because she's in fact engaged. What the heck do you call it? Estranged. She's politically required to marry this other guy. What the heck is, I don't know what that's called in like court politics, but their romance with the bodyguard is in fact forbidden. These books are so good. So unique, but like also put together so perfectly. I love getting the little crumbs of the other characters. Definitely don't have to read them in order. I just kind of prefer to. They're kind of like standalone, but I don't know. I also haven't read the next two in the series, so keep that in mind. Then, if you're kind of craving something a little more kind of just like palette cleanser vibes, something quick and fun and like romance, you know what I mean? We've got the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. This series is a little bit crazy, not gonna lie. This is a Formula One driving series, so we've got these crazy, low-key arrogant, kind of full of themselves, but like also would do anything for their woman, men, and then we've got kind of like their assistants or their sister's friend's sister, whatever. Yeah, these books are just like a fun time. The first book is Throttled. We're following Noah and Maya. This one I thought it was just fun. I don't know, like a solid 3-star. This is the one where it's her brother is also a racer, and so our guy Noah, he's kind of like a bad influence, but she turns him around for the better. Then we've got Sophie and Liam. I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering correctly, she is the assistant to his rival team's drivers, and so that's a little bit forbidden as well. And then the most recent one I've read follows Jackson Elena. She is set to be his assistant. He's really going off the rails. This one has really good anxiety representation. I enjoyed that a lot. And yeah, I just love them so much. The last one I in fact have not read yet. This is Redeemed, follows Santiago and Chloe. I don't even know who Chloe is, to be honest, so we'll see how that one goes. Switching up the genre a little bit. If you're craving kind of a dark romance, not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest expert on the genre. I haven't read a ton of dark romance books. I kind of need to expand my horizons a little bit and try more options, but I have read the Cat and Mouse Duet by H.G. Carlton. This is Haunting and Hunting Adeline. This one we've got some serious trauma as well. Okay, so for sure search your trigger warnings, but these are crazy. He's in fact a stalker, so yeah. And the second book, let me not lie, the second book I gave a 2-star, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. There were some tropes and things that I didn't enjoy reading about personally, but I know other people ate them up, so if you're craving a dark romance, perhaps give it a try. Sorry, I'm not the biggest expert on that, but I don't know. We'll see. Complete opposite of that once again. We're stepping back into like the summery, fun, contemporary romance vibe. We've got all of the books written by Carly Fortune, okay? This book right here, I particularly wouldn't recommend. Maybe like I didn't really care for it, so I'm gonna put this one out. But these other two guys, oh my gosh. We've got Every Summer After and One Golden Summer. Specifically One Golden Summer, I gave a 5 stars. Freaking incredible. This one, oh my gosh. The ultimate summer vibes. The themes were amazing. And just so many people didn't like Charlie's character, but once you realize why he is the way he is and like the trauma and the stuff that he's going through, literally like just hit me in my soul. I love these characters so much and they fit together perfectly. This one right here is technically kind of like the prequel. Like these are kind of interconnected in a way because the two MMCs are brothers. This one is kind of like childhood friends to lovers. The only thing with this one is there was a trope at the very end that I didn't like. The third act conflict just didn't really do it for me, but still, just the reason I recommend these first of all is the setting. It's just so fun, and like I genuinely feel like you could just sit there at the beach or at the pool or whatever and like put these away in a day. Like they're just that good. Then what would this video be without recommending my girl TJR, Taylor Jenkins Reid? Ugh, what an incredible author. I feel like we all read this book right here, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, back in the day. This one's just like just the way that she writes in general. She's another one of those authors to me that just has such a specific way of writing that I can like pick it out whenever I'm reading her books. Like I can tell that she wrote them, if that makes sense. The themes she puts in, the quotes, all of it. It's just so incredible every single time. So anyway, this one right here, we're kind of following this, how do I even describe this? It's been so long since I read this book. We've got this Hollywood setting. That's kind of a common theme with her books I've noticed is she writes a lot about Hollywood. She also did that in Malibu Rising. I just feel like these hit so hard to me because they have such a strong emotional depth and focus on the characters, if that makes sense. Like they're very character focused instead of plot focused, and I like that, just diving into the psychology of people particularly. I find that's really interesting in these books. This one right here, we're kind of following themes of fame and celebrity drama and glamour of like Hollywood back in the day. And this one right here, One True Loves, is a incredible love triangle. This book in fact stressed me out so much to read, like I genuinely couldn't pick between the love triangle is crazy. Sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of love triangles, but if you are, this one could be pretty good. This one just, it wrecked me, and it had such incredible themes of like life choices and not knowing what you want, but then really focusing internally and determining how you really feel and not what you should feel necessarily. I want to do more reading of Taylor Jenkins Reid books. They just always hit so hard for me. I used to not like them, but the older I've gotten, the more I've enjoyed them. I do want to throw in a little bit of some YA options for you guys if you're looking for just like more innocent love stories. Sometimes the emotional depth on these can honestly hit even harder than, you know, full-blown adult romance books. First of all, we've got Better Than Movies. I'm sure you guys have heard about this book everywhere. Oh my gosh, this book is so cute. That's just like the way I would describe it. So cute. We've got enemies to lovers. We've got kind of like a childhood crush. We've got fake dating. And just like the banter in this book, I love me some good banter. That's another thing with like Emily Henry books, that if you enjoy that, you would for sure enjoy. Like, I just love it when our characters just bounce back and forth and like the chemistry is just so good. And this one just, it's so cute. Like high school vibes, but like in the best way. Then guys, oh my gosh, I honestly don't even know if this is technically a YA book, so you might do your research on it, but because I read it a long time ago, but this book is so cute. Like, I would recommend it to anybody. All these books I recommend to anybody. This one right here is Childhood Friends to Lovers, okay? Second chance romance. I feel like this whole video is just me naming off tropes, but oh my gosh. First love, first heartbreak. It's also a dual timeline book, which I typically enjoy. Yeah, looking at like the size of the words and the kind of feel of the book, it seems very YA. I'm pretty sure it read very YA. Then I just recently read this book right here, Just Friends by Haley Pham. This one, I would honestly go as far as to consider it YA. It does follow a adult, like the characters were adults, but I would say it reads very YA as far as like the emotional depth and like the whole story in general. This one, I think I gave it 2.5, but if you're just looking for something sweet and fun and like you don't want to look too much into the quality of writing or like the story, like you can't look too deep into it, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I just had too high expectations going in and that was my problem. But it's very cute, amazing beach setting, just like fun little vibes. And then last but not least here for the YA, I got Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch, and then we've got We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Kind of very different vibes. This one right here, we've got this girl that ends up going to Italy to reunite with her father, and it's kind of a YA romance as well. She meets this little Italian boy, and it's just like so much fun. Very, like, I feel like I would love to go to Italy and just go to these places they go to. It's like just so sweet and innocent and just a good time. And then We Were Liars, this one is kind of the opposite in a way, but it's still YA. It kind of has like the barest bit of romance, but the thing that I like the most about this one is the mystery effect. We have this girl, it's like the amnesia trope. I think that's what it's called, where you like have a traumatic event and you forget your memory. Guys, these books, they were so good. I kind of want to go back and reread them. Yeah, super duper cute. I'm tearing my shelves up, bro. Let's go through a few more kind of enemies to lovers, just kind of rapid fire. First of all, we've got The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Oh wait, what the heck? This is the first, or the same girl that wrote 11 Other Words. Oh, I guess I didn't really realize that. This one's YA though. Or sorry, this one is adult romance, I'm pretty sure. Maybe that one is too. Oh. Basically this one, from what I can remember, okay, it's been a while, but we have these characters, they're enemies of some sort. I can't remember if like he's her boss or something, but the guy is required to go on this work trip or something, and they have to like fake date, and maybe it's like a honeymoon. I'm trying to remember. I honestly don't know, but it's like the fun rom-com vacation setting that we all know and love, and just the enemies to lovers with the banter. Love it. Then guys, we have a little bit of a workplace romance, The Hating Game. This one's also enemies to lovers. Yeah, just work rivals, banter galore. I don't personally care too much for the workplace romance genre, I've learned to discover. It just feels kind of wrong to me. I don't know. But these two characters could not hate each other more, and the banter was insane. Then this one's also kind of random. This one's not enemies to lovers. This is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This one is kind of like an academic setting. Very, very unique in a romance. So maybe if you're in like college or doing like kind of a science PhD thing, this would kind of hit home for you. But we have professor student, but also it's fine because he's not really her professor. She's in like PhD schools, we know, so she's pretty much the same age as him. But it's just fun. Good banter once again. One thing about me, y'all notice, I love some good banter. So yeah, I think we've been kind of yapping on a little bit too long here. I definitely could go further with more books and stuff like that in future videos like this if you'd like to see those. Just let me know and I'll do a part 2 or a part 3 or whatever y'all want, honestly. Or I could even do the same thing with fantasy. I have so many fantasy recs that I could go through for you guys, from adult to YA to romantasy to urban fantasy, like anything, I got it. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for watching today's video. I love y'all so much and have a great day. Bye guys.